Little more. Good morning, Mr. Chairman. That's great. You are in control. But we can't hear you because your mic's not on.
Lucas is.
Okay.
You are not offering public comment. Okay. All right, I see we have Commissioner Fielder on.
Correct.
Commissioner O'Donnell, are you 527?
Yes, sir.
Wow, I'm getting good at this. Vice Chair Johnson, are you on?
I am, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Commissioner Pinocci, are you on?
I'm here, Mr. Chairman.
All right, gang's all here. All right, we're ready? Recording? All right. Good morning, everybody. It is now 10:01 a.m. It is Thursday, July 1st already, believe it or not, 2021. This is the date, time and place for our out of cycle work meeting. Today we are considering docket number 2021.02.022. This is Northwestern's application for pre-approval of capacity resources. We are here to make a determination regarding the relevant date when Northwestern's application was filed under MCA section 69-8-421. I would note for the record that I am present in the Bollinger Room and the other four commissioners are present and attending by Zoom, so we do have quorum. I am going to forego the Pledge of Allegiance since this is a out of cycle work session. And with that said, Mr. Regala or Mr. Casey, Mr. Regala, you're handling this matter for the commission this morning. Please proceed.
Good morning, commissioners. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. I would note for the record, by the way, that we had no request for public comment.
Okay. Good morning, commissioners. Before you today, like the chairman indicated, is a work session for the commission to make a decision on when the 45-day deadline for the commission's obligation to issue an adequacy determination on the application runs. As indicated in the memo, we have two competing deadlines. Northwestern filed its application on May 19th and then supplemented its application on June 11th with confidential materials provided in response to the various protective orders issued in this docket. And we provided parties an opportunity to comment on the adequacy of the application. And prior to getting to the merits of the application, several parties, notably MEIC, MCC, and potentially NWEC, I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but they noted that they had concerns about when this 45-day deadline should run, given they didn't receive the confidential material until after their intervenor comments were due, and their comments were due the first week of June. In the staff memo, we recommend that the commission find that the deadline runs from this June date, and that establishes a July 26 45-day deadline for the commission to make an adequacy determination, not from the currently assumed July 3rd. In addition to that conclusion, we think it's reasonable for the commission to permit interveners to provide supplemental comments on the adequacy of Northwestern's application now that they have the full application before them. And we also think if the commission provides this opportunity, it must also provide Northwestern the opportunity to respond to any supplemental comments. But we think those comments should be limited to whether this supplemental material, this confidential material, addresses any of the interveners' comments on the adequacy of the application. We also think it should be limited only to the interveners who submitted comments in the first instance. And so that includes MCC, MEIC, NWEC, and KELP. In the alternative, if the commission disagrees and determines that the application was submitted on May 19th, we would need to have an out-of-cycle work session to address the adequacy of the application for the week of July 6th. One other thing that commissioners need to be aware of is that part of this delay was reasonably informed by the commission in this instance, where internally we had discussions on how best to resolve the various requests for protective orders that would be anticipated in this docket. So that includes all the various RFP respondents who submitted information to Northwestern's request for proposals, but were unsuccessful. And Northwestern nonetheless was going to provide their information to the commission so that way the commission could sufficiently investigate the various proposals in this docket. That took some time to come up with a strategy, and then it took some time to figure out to actually process the protective orders in this docket. I believe there are 22 of them. But nonetheless, even though that the commission staff itself was the reason for some of this delay, it still resulted in an application that was not completely filed. Given the substantial materials that were provided on June 11. So I guess with that, I'll close and be available for any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Agullin. Mr. Casey, did you want to add anything?
No, Chairman. Thank you.
Okay. All right, commissioners, comment or a motion? Vice Chair Johnson.
Mr. Chair.
Oh.
Go, please. Go ahead.
Thank Mr. Chairman. I would move that we adopt staff recommendation in this docket and have the 45-day period commence from the date at which the application was completed rather than initially filed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr.
Second.
Vice Chair. All right. Vice Chair Johnson's motion has been seconded by Commissioner O'Donnell. Discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner O'Donnell?
Yes, thank you. I think that although there are some technical differences on this, that I think this staff's recommendation ensures fairness to all of the interveners. And I think that's of supreme importance in this matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner O'Donnell. Additional comment?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Vice Chair?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It just seems almost as a matter of common sense here that the parties and the commission and staff ought to have the full 45 days to evaluate the completed application. I don't know how in the world we determine adequacy without that full 45 days. I mean, without that as the approach, Mr. Chairman, I can certainly see scenarios where an application is filed, the 45 days begins to run, and then on day 44 we get a document dump, and we're still bound to determining adequacy on the 45th day. So I just think this is in everyone's best interest, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Additional comment? Additional comment from any commissioner? Questions? Seeing none. All those in favor of Vice Chair Johnson's motion to approve staff recommendation signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed signify by saying no. Seeing no opposition, motion carries unanimously. We don't have any other business this morning. So with that being said, the time is now 10 a.m. and I will adjourn this meeting. Thank you for participating, commissioners.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So, Mr. Chairman, we've got a meeting tomorrow as well, now to cycle.
We do. Yeah, it's a litigation matter.
Okay, 10 a.m.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.